Alright, folks, we are straight back in. This fort just fell. I did let a few moments pass in between the war so that I could divvy some troops out. Before I do that, let's actually just go ahead and split this army in half and give half the troops to this one and half the troops to this army. So that way they are actually more prepared. We do not need prestige, so we will take your ridiculous amounts of cash. Thank you, sir. Ooh, copper. Exciting. Trade good. Alright, let's let a little bit more time pass. There we go. They're gonna try to come attack this. We will say, ha ha ha, no. Actually, they're too fast, so they will get away. So this new army is like 2315. It's a very odd width. Let's train up at least one more infantry so that that's not the actual ending width of that army. Train up a little bit more. We also took one more part of our idea group, which gave us a little more force limit. Alright, this army is now at 2515. I think it's powerful enough on its own at 40 to handle things. We have lost a general, and we have a war on one of our colonies. Great. I have to tell them to, like, stop it. Which one was it? Portuguese Peru? Let's see if we can enforce peace here. Where's it at? I always lose it. I'm sure you're screaming at me that I've scrolled right past it. These are all economic. Threaten war. Enforce peace. There it is. And they're done. Get out. Though I will probably... It would be beneficial to keep reinforcing our little vassal nations. Let's do a little bit of... Are there any other production ticks that could be done here? No, all of these are very poor, unfortunately. A lot of my colonies are not very... Oh, that one's a good one, though. A lot of my poor colonies are not very wealthy, and so they seem to struggle to... So anytime we can throw a little bit of stuff their way, just to help them out a little bit, is a good thing. That's an okay one. There we go. Gave them a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Don't really want to give them a manufactory unless it's a really good manufactory. Got some good stuff up there in the mountains, so I think I'll give them some good stuff up there. Also will help them embrace manufactories. Alright, there we go. That should make my vassal more competent in the next war. Let us also come see about improvements we can make in our own lands. There we go, because we know that manufactories have spawned, so we need to be taking it. Activate our religious propagation again. It's a pretty big army they've got there. But if they're going to advance ahead of their friend... Still rough. If we're not with the trial... yeah, we'll do that to fluff up our Republican tradition. They're on tech 20, so we're fighting people of the same tech level as us as part of it. We're used to fighting nations that are not on the same tech level. To reinforce for a minute, then come over. Gonna come fight our northern folks again, but it looks like they might have the troops needed to win. Siege of Kong is also over. Alright, Kong, it's time for you to be done. We're still over the relationship limit. We need to annex another vassal in. See how we're doing on our... Yeah, we've still got room, so we can take another one in directly. But the only vassals that are here... Probably Katsina is the next most contiguous vassal. So yeah, probably after this war... We'll take Katsina in, probably as our next move. How did this one end up with an extra one? Oh well. A talented judge. Alright, let's send the combat general up here. And this guy to go support him this time. Like we won that time. Alright, now it's time to put an end to this. Alright. That one's not going to be a good one for us. Also not a good one since it's mostly our own. We're looking for a vassal that can be released that does not already have almost all of our own territory. Doesn't look like they have like anybody up here, so it looks like we're gonna have to take some of this ourselves, unfortunately. I thought Mali had cores up here. No, they've lost just a few cores just now. So there's literally nobody with any cores on most of this. But we may end up having to take some of this ourselves. This would not be the worst thing since we do have capacity for it and we have a ton of admin power. Let's see if we were to do something like that. Coalition may form, but I somehow doubt that. Let's take that. We will not reduce mercantilism. Let us core all those new provinces. Like we have taken another siege. Let's come for their capital now. Let us pick up a new advisor. Improve relations, not the worst thing, given that we are generating a lot of aggressive expansion. And we can take the last offensive idea, giving us discipline and recover army morale speed. A revolt in Tuat. We'll have to come up there probably and deal with that in a minute. Let's take a look at our policies first. Settler chance and automatically discover adjacent. That's not better than this. And then what one did we pick up? Hold the weather gauge. Maneuver and ship durability. I don't know that that's... Don't know that that is better than our current policy of blockade. So I think we will continue. Alright, now let's focus on dealing with Jolof. One of our vassals should probably be able to go handle this since we're at war. go. Jolof has been sieged. Let's go siege this. Our objective here is to take as much of the coastline as possible. Which Jolof has actually done. This is the best Jolof I think I've ever seen in a game, where they have actually managed to colonize this entire coastline and eat up a lot of their neighbors. So, I mean, they deserve a lot of credit for doing a really good job this time. They have just, unfortunately, finally run into me. And the reason we're doing this, really, at the end of the day... Okay. The real reason we're doing this is we want to... Right now, our trade node, our trade capital is here, which is just eating up tons of money. But it could be even better if we came here, because this is catching all the stuff we got here, plus some of this stuff, and stuff from the New World. So this would be the best place to go, if we could get a hold of it. I think it is time. Tech cost and missionary strength. Cool. Power of the fleet. Alright, looks like they have dealt successfully. Alright, so this is over. Ife. Alright, we're gonna have to come back and deal with that. Alright, so, diplomacy. Sue for peace. So first we're going to return all of the cores to our vassal, Fulo. First we're going to take all of that. Then we are of course going to take this annoying province. And we're going to eat up the coast. We can't quite close it off, unfortunately, but we're very close. And so in the next one, we will seal that off and make sure that they cannot take anything more. We'll just take that, I think. But I may give some of it to my vassal. There we go. Let's see, some of these have trade nodes, though. I think I'm going to grant this one to them. Fulo is happy again. I'm going to give them Sine. I think I'm going to give it to the Grant Gabu. Where is the edge of this province? This state up here. Let me see the state's map mode. Territory of Guinea. Yeah, so that's kind of where it stops. So we'll let them have that, and we'll take this. There we go. With that, we have finally got our hands around this area. We're gonna come down here, I think. Excellent. Come over here and deal with them. We're gonna have a lot of revolts here for a minute, I'm sure. Destroyed. It's like Songhai has attacked. Songhai has seen an opening and has gone for it. Talented judge. Let's give them that. We should also be looking to see if we can build a fortress. Are there any fortresses that would be good up here? Savannah. This one is a hill. Highlands. Take a look here. Hills is only 1. Highlands is 1. Gold Rush. Holy cow. That is an insane amount of money. This would probably be a good province for a fortress. Here we go. We need more of them in order to keep our army tradition up. There's probably another area back here that could use one eventually. As we said, we need to go ahead and bring in Katsina. Let's go ahead and annex this vassal in. Start working on that one. Trying to see if there's other good places for fortresses. The other thing we should do is just see if there's any very high value like these places where we can build courthouses. There we go. Then let us see if there's any really good workshops, because once you build manufactories, a lot of times the workshop becomes much more valuable. There we go. Let's go ahead, and I think it's telling me there's a great work. I don't want to build Machu Picchu. It'll help out the vassal, but it does not really help us very directly, so we will not do that. If there's any trade company investments that can be made. Yearly army tradition in our one province, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take some trade value over here. Why not? Over here, this gives us production efficiency, which will give us a lot more money. Just throw some of this down real quick. There we go. This gives us sailors. We don't need defensiveness or supply limit, I think. Tax is kind of irrelevant to us. Probably should build a fortress here. It's in the hills. Oh, it's still working on a courthouse now. Let's see, what else can we build? We have a lot more capacity there. And as you can see on our boats, we still have tons of capacity. There was never an issue there. Make sure there's not any really valuable marketplaces. And then state houses, really valuable ones. Build that one. And then we're back to manufactories. There we go. Tons more income to be made there. Now we wait. It's Dongola, our truce. They're allied with a doll. It's a good time for that to happen. Let's go deal with that. Come here. Where are you headed? This makes a doll like me. I don't think we want the Republican tradition. Let's send this here. Well, it looks like they're encouraging me to go over here. Do we want to fight with a doll, is I guess the real question. I mean, I could use my power to get them to drop the relationship. There's another one of those down. All right, next, government reform. See what we have here. Rebels, apparently. Principle of the administration. So we can go to the political principle, giving administrative possible policies, diplomatic possible policies, military possible policies, or we can take this, giving years of separatism and max absolutism of the military principle. This might be helpful, because we have a pretty high growth rate, and we're not going to have very frequent elections because of the Board of Admirals. We are going definitely towards a military approach, and we do win a lot of wars, so... Marines, deal with that. Upgrade that since it's so cheap. Put another general in the field. And send him up here. We should help our vassal again. Any good production? Oh, those are good production for us. Let's definitely take those first. Imperial perform. Emperor has had a good game. Let's give a little treasure to our vassal. Because we want them to be very successful. Truce with Brunei is over. Allied with Malacca. I think that sounds like a good cleanup opportunity for us. That's Portugal. So this army is in position already to deal with them. Let's grab this army of Marines. And they can probably handle Malacca. I think we also should go look at our... If we took a Diplotech, I think we can take another... Max promoted. Let's promote another culture. Alright. There we go. Let's get into position for another war. We're losing a few generals. This is the big fleet over here. Let's get another general. Get him out into the straits. What we'll probably do is just ask them to break the alliance. Break your alliance with Dongola. Make sure we actually have a claim first. Apparently my vassal has not decided that they would like to have a claim there. Before we do that then, let's use our own diplomatic interface to tell them that I want them to fabricate on all of that. And we probably need to do the same thing with our vassals again, to tell them that we want all of this. We can fabricate on Songhai directly if we want. But we probably should tell this vassal to fabricate, because we will probably want to go up there. Because that will give us a very direct land route to just march into the southern part of Spain, which I think, and we can have our boats here, and I think then we can win a naval game. Milan has had a good game too. All right, but with that, I will see you next time as we launch into our war over here with Malacca and Brunei. I'll see you then.